Hey guys, this is Matt from Geopoint Data, and welcome to the next installment of Niching Down with Geopoint Data. And today we're going to talk about a type of list, which we like to call the buffet list, rightfully so. And what it means is when you're at a buffet, you can't really decide on what you want to eat, and you go over and you grab some chicken, some steak, some pasta, whatever. You get a mixed basket of things that are all really good because either you can't decide on what one you want the most, or you just want a mixed basket of all of them. And the way that we get these buffet type lists, in particular, we're going to talk about these absentee buffet type lists, is going on geopointdata.com. We're on the website right now. And all you have to do is go over to data lists and select stacked. Once it goes to the stacked list builder, this is where all the fun happens. We have the price and information over here with phone numbers or without phone numbers. If you need phone numbers for your marketing, cold calling, text blasting, that kind of stuff, you want to include phone numbers. If you're doing just mailing campaigns or anything that does not involve phone numbers, you don't need to buy the phone numbers, and you can just go on this pricing right over here. For this situation, we're going to have phone numbers included. So we're going to go hit this drop down and do yes, contact info, please. And the next thing you want to do is select an area. So in this situation, we're just going to do Phoenix, Arizona. And this is where you can pick the occupancy. So in this case, we're doing an absentee owner list, right? So what we want to do is grab absentee owner. That just means that their primary residence is not the house that is located in Phoenix. They might have another one in Phoenix, but the ones that we are particularly grabbing from the records, they do not live at that primary residence. So either they're renting them out, or it's a vacation home, or just a second home, or something like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab single family, just to grab a property type. And once you have a property type and an occupant and an area, and a phone number or non-phone number, then you can grab the first available count. So this will get you kind of an overall view of how many absentee owned properties are in that area. And we have 21,246 that we can find phone numbers on. So based off that, we're going to start niching down this list and creating the buffet list, which is a really sought after list and a very common list for a lot of people that use Geopoint data. And I've had a lot of success in using these types of lists. So the all or the any function, this is where the buffet styling comes into play. The all means that if you select low credit, 60 plus, low income, these people are going to be 60 and older. They're going to be flagged for low income, and they're also going to be flagged for low credit. So that's a kind of a top-down filtering, and they filter off of each other, right? So the buffet style is going with this any function. And that means we're going to try to find these different motivating flags for absentee owners, and we are going to get any of those. You're going to get a mixed basket, a buffet of those types of motivating indicators. So we're going to select 60 plus. We're going to select empty nesters. Because if they're absentee and they're 60 plus, absentee, empty nesters, I mean, this might be a second home. They might want to sell this home, might be a dead asset. We're going to put vacant in there because if it's an absentee owned property that is vacant, it is usually the chance that it's a rental property and they just have a vacancy in that property. Or this kind of further tells the story of it, that this is just a dead asset that they might not be using and they might want to sell. What else we're going to do is we're going to grab low credit, which is a good indicator. We use a synthetic low credit or synthetic credit score, I should say, based off all the homeowner information that we know, all of the data points that we can disclose and non-disclose. All of those things go into this low credit syndicated credit score, and then we can make really good educated assumptions using algorithms on what their credit score should fall into on a range. So we'll put low credit in there. And then this is all we're going to need. So that means that these are absentee owners in Phoenix who are flagged for either vacant, low credit, 60 plus, or empty nesters in a single family property. So what we're going to do is we're just going to view the available count, and it should be a little less than the 21,000, but we'll see what we're playing with. And then we can dig into the advanced filtering to further niche down this buffet style list. So we're at 6,225 records for all of that criteria. Let's say we're trying to get down to 1,000 records. So either you can go right here and type in 1,000 and then just click anywhere, and then it will put 1,000 as the total cost. Or what you can do, and the reason why you would do that is because we use suppression up here. So if you bought this list and then came back tomorrow and bought a different list with the same criteria, you can exclude leads records previously purchased, and you will not get any of the duplicates that you bought on your first list. You'll get only new records on the next list, and you can keep doing that until this record count will hit its max. So we want to actually narrow this down a little further. 6,000, I mean, that's great. It's a pretty niche down list, buffet style list, but we want to put some of these advanced filters into play to bring that count down to a smaller number and, really talk to the people that we're really trying to communicate with. So what we usually like is we like a little bit of equity in the home. Not too much, but just a little bit of equity in the home. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to this max sale date right here. And you just click on the max sale date. You can leave the minimum sale date, whatever it is. We just leave it blank for now. And we're just going to go and let's just throw 5 years. Let's throw 5 years, 5.5 years of equity in a home, right? The reason why I'm saying 5 years of equity in the home is they've had 5 years of ownership in the home. In most cases, they're going to be making their payments on those, which will, bring a little bit of equity into the equation, but it won't be too much equity, but just a little bit. So once we have that, we're just going to see where the count lies by adding that criteria, and then we're going to go right into the purchase value of a home and then the market value of the home, just to narrow that down a little bit. And then once we have all of those 3 advanced filters completely set up, then we'll have a list that we'll be ready to pull, and it'll be a high quality list similar to the list that a lot of our clients are pulling and having a lot of success with. So we're at 3,474 records right now. So what we're going to do is I like to throw this year built one to make sure we're not getting new homes. So we're just going to throw this to 2005. So the house was built at least, which I shouldn't say it was built at least 10 years before, but it was built by 2005, and then they've owned it since. They've owned it for at least Okay, so we're just going to go up here and we're going to mess around with this year built. So I just like to put 2005 in there. So the house was built before 2005, and then they've owned it for at least 5 years right now. So this house, I mean, it's probably going to be, it was built before Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave the year built the same. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna put this year built. We're just gonna put it down to 2005. Let's put 2005. We'll see what happens when we get the count. It was at right around 3,400 previous to this, so we'll see what that adds to it, and then we'll put the purchase price and market value in there. And then we'll get our list down to a level that we want, and then we can pull that list. So we'll be good to go. So we're at 3,243. So I cut out a small amount of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to do purchase price. So in the Phoenix area, we like max purchase price of 350,000, and then let's do 550,000 in this case. And this should cut the count down a little bit more. Hopefully this will bring us down to that right around 2,000 record mark was what we're looking for. So now we have a decision to make, right? We have 1636 as our record. So we can pull this whole entire thing. We could just go all the way over to the right and pull the whole entire thing. Or if we did want to actually get to 2,000, there's a few things that we can deal with. We can extend this purchase price, extend the market value. We'll probably get a couple more from that. Or we can do a little less equity and do like a 2016, a 2017. Every year that we add, we're going to add a couple more properties into the mix. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change this to 400,000. And then I'm going to put this up to 600,000. And we'll see what that does to our counts. So we were looking to add about 350 to the count, just to get to that 2,000 mark, the mark that we want to get for this buffet style. And this really didn't add anything. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to mess around with this maximum sales date. So what we're going to do is we're just going to add 1 year. So we'll do January 1st, 2016, and that should give us a couple more. Once it all loads, once we get the counts pulled from our system, and we're at 1698. So this is where it gets interesting, because we're trying to beef up the counts, right? And sometimes it's hard to beef up the counts because you're throwing a lot of criteria on there. Like the year built one probably added a lot of, it probably took a lot of the count down from that 3,200. I mean, we were looking to take 1,000 away from that, and we might be able to get a little bit more by adding some of these year built. If we change this to 2010, then when we do view available count, this should bring it up a little bit more. So it's interesting when you play with these advanced filters, how they can really play off of each other. Like that only brought it up by 70, right? So now we're in an interesting spot where we have to figure out how we want to get that count up. And honestly, the best thing that I would do in this situation is start adding more property types, or you could add more areas too. Like we're just doing Phoenix. We could do Phoenix and Scottsdale and Mesa and Tempe. We could add a lot more areas and keep the refinement down to a really really niche down buffet list. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add condos. I don't really want to add 2 to 4 plex right now. I guess we could, but we'll see what condo does, and then we could put that one in there. So I'm just going to do the view available count, and then if this is over 2,000, what I'm going to do is go back to our initial filtering that we were doing, and just with that extra condo absentee owned property, we might be able to get it right down to the 2,000 mark. Which what I mean by that is going back in here and doing 2015, and then let's see what happens there. And hopefully this will be like right north of 2,000, and we'll just pull a 2,000 record list for this buffet style list, and we'll be good to go. And we can see there's 2,175 records right here. So that's exactly what we were looking for. We're looking to pull 2,000 of these. So the way that you pull 2,000 is either type in 2,000 right here and hit enter, and it will go right to the checkout. Or you can use the sliding bar and go to 2,000, but we're just gonna go right to the checkout on this. And then once you're in the checkout, it'll show you an actual overview of what the whole list was made up of, right? So here's the information. We have a 2-step checkout. So here's the information. If you're a returning customer, log in, otherwise you won't be able to purchase. So make sure you're logged in. And then you proceed to the next step. You go to payment, you put your payment information, you'll get your list. But let's just look over what this actually entails. So that whole list was 2,000 records with phone numbers. So that means that you get at least one mobile number. In most cases, it's anywhere from probably 3 to 6 phone numbers. And you also get landline phone numbers, which those are included for free. And then you also get emails, up to 2 emails. So this is 2,000 records of people that we have contact information for, who live in the Phoenix, who have a property in the Phoenix, Arizona area, in the city of Phoenix. And they're absentee owners. That's why I said they have properties, because they don't live there. It's not their primary residence. And we selected any of the selected motivators of vacant, low credit, 60 plus, and empty nesters. So that means that you're going to get a mixed basket of absentee owners with these individual flags put in. I mean, there will be some overlap. Some of them will have 2 of them, 3 of them, maybe even 4 of them. But you're going to get at least one of these motivating stack flags with every record that you're pulling from that area. And we did single family and condos. And the big advanced filters that we did was we wanted a couple of years of ownership in the home. And then we did purchase price and market value of 400,000 for purchase price as a max, and then market value is 600,000 as a max. And then if you have a coupon code, all you have to do is click this, and there'll be a drop down, and you just put your coupon code there, apply the coupon code, and then it will the price will reflect down here. Once you order the list, what will happen is you'll get an email saying that your list was, or your order was received, And when that happens, you probably can expect within the next couple minutes. It's usually pretty instantly, but in the next couple minutes, you'll get another email that says your order is ready. And when it says it's ready, you click in there and there'll be a big button that says download. You can't miss it. And you'll be able to download and it will go right to your download folder, and it'll be a zip file, and you just pull the CSV file out of that zip file, and then you can use that on all your marketing mediums. You can send it right to your VAs, right to your calling teams. You can put it right in your dialers if you're doing your own calls. Otherwise, if you're doing mailing campaigns, you can send it right to your mailers, and you'll be good to go and off to the races. So this was, an episode of niching down with Geopoint data. It's a little bit different of an episode that we usually do because this is the buffet styling. So it's not really hyper niched down filtering on filtering, but it gives you at least one motivating factor, and you can cross those motivating factors. You can extend those motivating factors into different buckets, like the vacant, low credit, 60 plus, and you'll get those on top of the absentee filter. So we've had a lot of people have success with this, and really what I should say is we do have these pre-packages, and the pre-packages actually is where we started selling a lot of these types of lists, because we would pre-package the absentee lists into these subsects right here. So it's the same exact pricing, and what you would do is you just put your information in here, so your geographic information, if you want phone numbers or whatnot, and then you have the absentee low credit, absentee vacant, absentee 60 plus right here on the pre-packaging. And what you're doing by doing the buffet style list is actually getting all of these into one. You're getting absentee low credit, absentee vacant, and absentee 60 plus all on one list instead of ordering separate lists. So that's the big value add. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope that you guys are learning more about our process and how we're able to niche down lists and to actually get really solid marketing lists that allow you to save money on marketing by marketing to the right people who actually are interested in your offerings. So I hope that you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to email support@geopointdata.com. Again, that's support@geopointdata.com. And also you could call our number at the 480 number right here at any point, and we'll be happy to walk you through the process of ordering a list, or filling you in on any information that you could ever ask for on the list, or really anything in real estate that you have problems, questions, concerns on. I mean, we're happy to help you out. That's what we're here for. We're a real estate service, and we like to make sure that you guys are doing the best possible out there and closing the most amount of deals. So thanks for choosing Geopoint Data. This is niching down your list with Geopoint Data, and hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks.